Hello and welcome in. Mark here, aka the Markster. Today I'm going to show you how I made this bit of wavy text here using the projection on the surface tool in the part workbench. This tool here. We'll also use this ruled surface tool, which we haven't used yet. And I'm using version 0.19, revision 19694 on Windows 10. This is a pre-release development version. And close this to create a new document. We're going to go to the sketcher, create a new sketch on the XY plane. I'm going to use the bspline tool here. Bspline by control points. Start on the horizontal axis. Go above, below, above, below, above, below, above, and back on the edge. I'm not trying to be too exact here, just pull these control points around until we get something that we sort of like. Main thing I want to be on the edge, on the axis, on both ends. Alright, I'm going to go back to part. But before we do that, let's create another sketch. XY plane again. Copy the geometry of another sketch. This is a carbon copy tool. Let's copy that. Now close it. And this sketch, I'm going to move it downwards in the Z direction about 10 millimeters. Let's view from the front. Let's go a little bit further. .25 looks about right. Now we can go back to part, and we'll use the ruled surface tool. Select the two edges. This creates a ruled surface, which is basically a face. It's parametric though, so if we change these sketches, it would update itself. If we go to the pentagraph, you see the second sketch is linked to the first, and the ruled surface is linked to both of them. Right, let's put our view to the front here. That's important. When you create a shape string in the draft workbench, you want to make sure you're looking top down or from the front, so from some straight on direction. Create our shape string. I'm going to use a font I have installed called Comic. Reset this point, put in some text. Projection on the surface, or if you have an imagination, something else. Now let's see if we can this little guy. I'm going to need to make that font a little bit bigger, but we'll get that in a moment. Let's see. Default is 10. That's not actually the font size per se. It's related to it somehow. That looks pretty good. And we'll move the placement up a little, to the right a little, kind of in the middle there. Good enough. Let's go back to part, and we'll extrude the shape string just 1 millimeter. I just want to get a face to work with. Make sure we're looking straight on when we invoke this tool here, the projection on the surface tool. I forgot to extrude that ruled surface there. Let's do that. We'll need to go in the Y direction. 2 millimeters should be fine. Alright. Now let's get the front on view. I'm a little too high, huh? Move down just a little. Alright. Make sure we're looking right on from the front. We'll hit the create projection on the surface tool. Select projection surface. That's the surface we're going to be projecting onto. And we have faces. And this is the hard part. We have to select each face. Some fonts can give you problems. I tried this earlier with a different font, and the A's gave me trouble, so this comic font worked. You can find your fonts installed on your computer, or you can look for free fonts downloads on the internet, OpenType or TrueType, TTF, OTF. Those will work. Alright, now we got all our faces selected. And I'll just add a little depth here. Click OK. Creates a non-parametric projection object. Went all the way through. And what I'm going to do now is, let's hide this. We don't need that one anymore. I'm going to take the common. Let's select both of these objects. Use the common boolean. Okay, I paused it while it was doing that. It took it about, I don't know, maybe a minute, 45 seconds. I didn't time it. But this is the result of the common. So that's how I would make this shape here. Notice it has some green. We can change the color. Go here to the common. Right click, choose appearances. Appearance. Choose some material here. Let's try stone. What does that look like? That looks interesting. So that's the projection on the surface and the ruled surface tools. Short and sweet today. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.